guys. Oh wow, it has been a very, very long time since I've done a video. No real reason, I guess. I just got kind of sick of making them. Well, not so much making them, the editing part got really monotonous there for a while. But anyways, I want to show you, I got 2 new plants. Well, I have a couple of new plants. But we're going to focus on this one today. I just got her today, so I want to take care of her. I decided to make a video. So here she is. This is a plant that I have been wanting for a very, very long time. Beautiful Philodendron Spiritus-Sancti. I already unboxed her. I got her all sprayed off with my neem oil. And you can see she's got a new leaf coming right here. So it probably won't be very great, being she was in shipping. Look at her. Oh my god, I still cannot believe that I have this plant. She's gorgeous. Look at her roots. A lady that I got her from on Etsy, she had her, well, she had her in the plug. This is a rooted cutting. She had her in a plug, and it's not one of those really rubbery ones like some of the ones that you get from, like the ones that you get from Etsy, Green Escape. It's more of a soil type plug. But anyways, her roots are growing so well. Look at them. And they all seem to be in great condition. She's got beautiful air roots. Look at this one. Crazy. But anyway, she had her inside this plug in a pot. She had her in leca. You can still see some of them on there. I just kind of shook gently. And I figured whatever falls off, falls off. What doesn't, doesn't. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just kind of, she's dried out a little bit. Yeah, the roots all look pretty good. So, what I'm going to do with her is, I have been thinking about this and thinking about this. I've been doing a lot of reading on how to take care of her, what's the best thing to plant her in, how to grow her, moss pole versus no moss pole. There's so many different opinions out there. So I'm just going to go ahead and pot her up how I feel is going to be right for her. And what I'm going to do is, I've been using these, there we go. I've been using these pots. They're a self-watering pot. I started buying them for my anthurium, and I absolutely love them for all my anthuriums. And I planted stuff like ferns and some other stuff like that in it. But I think I'm going to go ahead and put her in this. I'm going to put her in a really chunky soil mix with just soil and perlite. I got some big hunks of perlite. I'll show you those in a minute. Right now I need to put the wick in. And I'm just going to do one side of the wick so that one side hangs down. I'm not going to do 2 because I don't want to oversaturate her, but I want to keep her well hydrated. And I've also decided to go with, I already had some moss poles made up, so I grabbed this one. I went ahead and went in and I wet it all down. I just ran some water over it and it wet down really nicely. So I think we're going to have to move my coffee after I take a drink here so I don't get dirt boogers in it. God, it feels so weird making a video. I haven't made one in so long. I've been making shorts like crazy, but I haven't made a real video in a long time. My tree branch is scraping up against the window. It's kind of weird. It's kind of spooky for October. Okay, and this is what, let me move her. I'm going to put her right here for right now. I'm going to show you the mix. I've got just regular potting soil. I just buy whatever from Walmart, or I bought a couple times off of Amazon. And then I've got some real chunky perlite. And that is all I'm going to use. I have some fertilizer that I use. Oh, I'm not going to use that spoon. I'm going to use my hand to mix it. I've got some, I've been using Super Thrive on my plants, and I really like it. And I've also been using a liquid form of worm castings. I believe they call it worm tea. I think I'm going to add a little more perlite to this. I want it to be really chunky. Because these, well, the Spiritus-Sancti, it can grow on the ground and up in the trees. So it kind of does both. But I want to make sure, just like I do with my anthuriums, and I'm not going to be adding any spag moss to this at all. I mean, if a little bit falls in, it's not the end of the world, but I'm going to add more perlite. I got my perlite right under my table here. I'm just going to reach down here and grab some more. But you can see how big it is. I've been buying this bigger stuff, and I really like it. Wow, that one's really big. I love this stuff. I always buy, and if you just have the smaller stuff, you know, like the regular perlite, just use more of it. You don't have to go out and buy this big, you know, you don't have to go out and buy this big stuff to repot your plants. I started buying it, actually, the normal perlite that I normally buy, I buy in a big, huge bag. A girlfriend of mine, Chris, from Chris's Garden Pile, that she turned me on to. And it's a gigantic, I think it's a 2 cubic foot bag. And it lasts me forever, and I love it. And it's just the small stuff. But they were out. So I ordered from another company. I think I got like 4 quarts of it or something. But it was an accident that I bought this big stuff the first time, and I was like, wow, I really like this. So I just bought some again for the 3rd time. But I'm just going to pull this up. I might even add some more perlite. I like it in these self-watering containers. I really like a lot of perlite. When I first started using them, I was scared to use them. Because I thought, oh boy, I thought, well, I'll try a couple. I bought like a 4-piece set or something like that of the self-watering pots. I got a few different kinds. I think I like these the most. I'm getting that too full. But I'm going to go ahead and first thing I'm going to do, but you can see how nice and airy that is and how much I have in there. At least I hope you can. I'm going to put my moss pole down in first. And I'm just going to put it right about there. And then I'll kind of move. Oh, I got to get my, this is going to be tricky. I want to get my Velcro tape ready. I always cut it too big or too small. I think I'm going to cut 2. Yeah, I think 2 will be plenty for this plant because it's not super tiny and it's also not super big. But, oh, I also want to add, I've been using, my bag is dirty. I've been using this. It's by Smart Grower, Supercharged Natural Soil Microbe Super Blend, Mycorrhizae, Beneficial Bacteria. It's got trichoderma and sea kelp in it. I've been using this on especially all of my anthurium babies or anything, any kind of cuttings or anything like that. I put it right in my spag moss when I'm growing cuttings, and I put it in any plant that looks like it needs a boost in her roots. Or, you know, let me try to scoop this back and get a little bit closer. It's been so long since I've done a video, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But what I want to do is, first I want to figure out, how do I want to put her? Do I want to put her on the pole like this? What I'd like to do is get this root right here into my spag hole. So I'm going to set her down, and I'm just going to kind of make, I'm going to use my finger and press in there, and I'm going to stick that, yeah, that'll be about right. I'm going to stick that root in there, and then I'm going to put my Velcro tape on. Oh my god, I still cannot believe that I have this plant. I'm going to push my stick down here a little bit. And now I'm going to just lean her back a little bit. I'll fill her in with soil more, you know, a little bit later. Now I'm going to take my mycorrhizae and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit. And I'm also going to sprinkle some on the top of my moss pole. Even though it's wet right now, I'm not going to, oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let me move my camera. There, that's better. I'll stand up. Which is fine with me. I just sprinkled a little bit on the top of my pole. That way the next time I water her, which I'll probably put just a little bit of water down in here after I get her all done. I don't have that real tight, but I've got it tight enough. And then hopefully she will turn. This is the latest new leaf, and then this is her new one that's coming out right here. So I'm going to finish filling her in here with my mix. But yeah, I've really been enjoying these self-watering pots. They last for a really long time. And it depends on what plant you have too. I mean, like my anthuriums, they suck down a lot of water. I'm going to put a little bit of soil back here to just kind of hold my moss pole up. Press it down. Oh, I just broke my stick. That's okay. It's in there good enough. As long as it's not loosey-goosey in the pot. And then that bigger, that bigger root, that bigger air root, I just put it right down in to the soil. It just kind of naturally went down there. So there she is. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I sprayed her off. I'm going to have to wipe her. I'm going to have to wipe her down a little bit. I'll just spray some more of my neem. Because she's kind of got some spots on her. And of course, dirt now. So she's been, I got it at like 8 o'clock this morning. My mail comes really early, and it's, I think, around 12 o'clock right now. Well, actually, it's after 12. But I went ahead and got her unboxed and checked her all out for bugs and checked her out for her root system. And I like to repot right away. So I do not like to wait. She's going to take a couple of wipings. But yeah, she was all bug free. And her roots were fantastic, as you've seen. Now, I like to spray a little bit in my soil. Sometimes I even dump it right in. I see where I need a little more soil over here. And this mixture that I use is just, I use warm water, a capful of neem oil, and a couple little drops of dish soap, and a couple drops of peppermint oil. And I'll put the name on the screen of the seller that I got her from, because I believe she had a couple more. Alright, I am going to put her little bottom on. And then I'm going to dump in some neem oil. There we go. Oops, I did not get my wick in there. There we go. And then I'm going to dump in, this is just an old bottle that I saved from something else. You can see how white and creamy it is. That is the neem oil. Let me make sure she's straight. I am like the crookedest potter on the face of the earth. I swear to God, every plant that I pot is crooked. Oh, she's so pretty. Hopefully the leaves will turn a little bit, or I could even, but I'm not going to worry about it. She'll turn once I get her towards the light. And then I've got some water here. It's got Super Thrive in it. And then I'm going to dump just a little bit down the pole, since I have a root in there already, and I put the mycorrhizae in. There goes that tree branch scraping up against the window again. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's kind of creepy. Oh my gosh, she is so pretty. And the shipper did a really good job of oh look, I got dirt all over her again. The shipper did a really good job of packaging her. She was packaged beautifully. And USPS, actually delivered her a day earlier than she was supposed to be. I'm going to give her another drink. There we go. I might put a little bit of spag around her on the top. You don't really need to, but my dogs are out there having a fit. But yeah, she is very, very pretty. I'm so glad that I finally got her, and I'll tell you what, I did not spend a lot of money on this plant. Between the plant and shipping, it was $40, so I was very happy about that. For Spiritus-Sancti, that I'm sure most of us have always wanted, and they've always been so expensive, or tissue culture. I really didn't personally want a tissue culture plant, but I'm glad that I got what I got. So I'm happy with that. I don't know. There's not really much more that I can say at this point, I don't think. I mean, there's not really a whole lot. There's some information out there, but most of what you get is how rare it is and blah, 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 and a little bit of info on how to grow her. But yeah, she's beautiful, and I am very, very glad to have her. Alright guys, I am going to wrap this up, and I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye. Peace.